those losses come at the World Finals where they're playing with a stand-in. So they're a very proficient Mirage team, right? This is not a punish pick from FaZe. This is just FaZe going, okay, this is what we feel comfortable on at the moment. Let's just go for that and try and outplay them.
All right, well, I can bring in our commentators. There they are. Harry, Hugo, I've been told I've got to be fast. Just your opinions quickly about this one.
I can't wait, Richard. We're jumping right in. We're
no, forget the opinions.
Get out of here. Bye. Leave me alone. We got Vitality FaZe. We've got a BO3. We got elimination stage on the line. Top 16. Here, the perfect world, Shanghai Major. Richard called this the main course. Well, I've been bloody fasting for days. I'm starving for some CS, Harry.
Oh, and we don't have to wait long for it to get going. Strong start for Mesi. Oh, damn. Oh, Mesi, what is that?
Who's your daddy?
1 round in, and Mesi is already off to a blinder. Oh, FaZe Clan, their map pick, and this is how it starts. Mesi, 3 bullets, 3 clean shots, and a pistol round is teed up for Vitality.
Oh, dear. We're into some top tier CS today. I can already tell.
No warm-up. No ramp up into that, you know, no foreplay from Mesi, just straight in. The English way, here's Rops. Gonna try his hand at the clutch, but surely not. I mean, you know, the expectation's already very high thanks to Mesi.
He's got the P2K though, Harry. I've seen this do some things. Apex gonna be a little bit tilted after knife out walking into Palace. It's Rops' domain. And now he's got to finish the job. 1v3, but Mesi is still in the sight, and Spinks will take him instead. Vitality with a pistol, and that's a bit of a relief with what Mesi gives us to kick it off.
Wow, so we have to come in at 11 there for this matchup. My God, look at this. It's just so clean. That second shot on a Carrigan, the follow-up, flick down onto Brokey. And so if this is what Vitality are going to bring to the table, Mesi with a strong start to the RMRs already, just in behind ZywOo. In terms of the numbers he's been able to put up to secure this 2-0 start for Vitality, and it certainly seems like he's keen on keeping that going.
Explosion out ramp, and MP9 atop the rafters is going to find 3 kills with ease. Oh my God, Robs is absolutely cooking inside of that Molotov. It went down, but it climbed up. Robs hits another shot. Okay, if Robs is warmed up, this is a good day for FaZe. Can he find a third on 12 health? Big flank for Spinks coming in. Brokey trying to gain some space as well. But this is uncomfortable. Vitality are not giving any look into this site. They are simply waiting for Spinks to end the round. A nade would be great right now if he wants to reveal his position. Takes an easy kill and just looks to finish it off. Apex does so.
Okay, I feel like maybe we finally have a moment to kind of catch our breath here and talk a little bit about the matchup, because it has just been all systems go from the moment this one started. Oh, Vitality coming into this, I think it's safe to say, as the favorites. I think really when you look at like the 2 squads that you're expecting big things from at the Major, where like just making it isn't enough, you want like a deep playoff run, is definitely Na'Vi, the defending champions, guys who have gone on to have a really good year, and this Vitality squad.
Yeah.
Most notably picking up that trophy back in Cologne, but reaching many a grand final have Vitality. Picked up trophies, one of the teams that would even best FaZe in their hot streak start to the year. FaZe, it feels like they've been wounded ever since Copenhagen, struggling to replicate, not even making it to those finals. Even when you look at someone like Frozen, it was very exciting when he joined this team, especially with the hot streak that FaZe were on. But since his joining of this roster, MOUZ have actually had better tournament results, lifted more trophies, which is crazy to think about.
Especially with the gamble they made on Brolin, right? Bringing him in after so long of irrelevance. But yeah, Copenhagen felt like a breaking point for FaZe. Sure, they pick up Chengdu right after, but we haven't seen them in a final since. We haven't seen them make a deep run to the same degree. The question for FaZe has been, have they run out of steam? Or can this star-studded roster return to fighting form? Right now, Apex seems to think no, churning them up with the MP9. And this eco round goes nowhere fast for FaZe. A team that can beat everyone, but hasn't really beaten anyone in a while.
I mean, already it's been a very commanding start for Vitality, from the big Mesi 3K in the pistol to stopping Rops on his roll with the Deagle in the second round. But now you get those guns coming through. Brokey donning the AWP. Gonna want to leave an impression here. Gonna have to, as Carrigan takes the easy way out. And we throw this one into a quick pause. Very interesting stuff on the horizon here. The idea that, like, FaZe Clan, you feel like this is kind of where they have to prove that this current roster is working, right? Like, I know that feels crazy for the lot. You're always willing to give, like, FaZe Clan a chance and have them build back. But as was highlighted on the desk, it's like, for this team, you have the expectation of being the best, right? And anything short of that feels like a disappointment. And I think for the longest time, you're almost willing to give them a pass because of how the start of the year, sure, weren't lifting many trophies in that time period, but you were always making the finals. You always had those chances, those opportunities, but now those have started to go away. And you haven't had that uptick. And even though you head into games saying, oh, well, FaZe, they can beat anyone. They're meant to do the best work under pressure.
How long till that runs out?
Exactly, right? And so I feel like for a lot of people, the cutoff point is this major. And so I think there are a lot of eyeballs on FaZe Clan right now. For the side of Vitality even, considering the success that this roster's been having, there's still rumors of potential changes coming out, right? You've heard the leaks of how Spinks is someone rumored to be considering their options in 2025.
I mean, we looked at FaZe ahead of Antwerp, the major they won, and we said, Rain, oh, maybe he's on his way out, lost legs, not playing great. Rain MVP'd a major win, had an incredible final. And so we're always, that's why we're willing to give this team, FaZe, the benefit of the doubt at times. But there has definitely got to be a timeline on that.
Yeah, I think it's just like in the past, every time you felt like they're done, they surprise you.
Yeah.
But now you're waiting for that surprise because it's become an expectation and it never arrives.
Maybe Shanghai's the place to do it, Harry. They've already had fantastic success in China at the end of last year.
Well, I think a win like this would just be very legitimizing to bring that faith back in. It still leaves them a long way away from the end goal of, you know, making the big run, but it certainly gets you off to a good start, and you would have had to have beaten one of the big favorites to do it.
One final point on this is we often say our FaZe, they take the longest route possible. They're always playing the last game of the group. Well, winning this matchup today would skip an entire stage of the major, so that's the goal, but Vitality will not make it easy. A flash brawl in middle, 4 players fight, and FaZe get absolutely turned inside out.
Oh, Carrigan catching Mesi over in top mid.
Can't go further.
Rosen's trying to take space away, but Apex waiting patiently for it, and his patience is rewarded. There's the Zywoo AWP firing off for the close. And so right now, it's Apex leading the charge. Set up 6-1, topping the charts. I mean, the captain of Vitality didn't even buy anything in the second round of this game. He's coming into this full confident as Apex.
There was the longest time where Apex in this team, and I can think of so many Mirage rounds when he, moved into in-game leader. And even for a while after that, he would almost feel this necessity to be still involved in the opening fight and forcing kills and swinging out mid-window with a flashbang. He doesn't do that anywhere near as much anymore. He is far safer as a CT rifler and will make the moves when required. Doesn't require himself to make the moves, so it's nice to see his adaptation there. His improvement as an individual, it's been very clear. And when he has so much firepower around him, hopefully not feeling the necessity to be involved in so many opening kills. Vitality They don't let you rest for long. They regroup in connector. They've got Spinks pushing short at the same time. And they'll take these fights every day of the week. Deagle v AK. Vitality do not fear FaZe.
Oh, ZywOo, one step ahead. Flash is perfect, but that's the effect of playing against this guy.
Yeah, Frozen climbs up a second too early. And this round goes nowhere. 5 alive as well for Vitality. They're starting to amass some economic stability. And FaZe got to break into this game right now. Still insane. I know he gets the spot before the flash comes in, but hit that shot full blind. Lizard brain.
I think, you know, one of the other things that's so enticing about this matchup is, like, this is a potential, you know, like, major semi-final, grand final, quarter-final in time. Yeah. I mean, literally last it was the semi-final matchup.
Sure.
And so you want to gauge, you know, how FaZe Clan are feeling. If they are able to be competitive versus a Vitality that have come into, especially the latter half of the year, but really across the entire thing, just swinging for the fences and finally kind of living up to the hype of this roster. ZywOo keen to get involved here, but punished by Brokey Brokey finally finding a little bit of impact here with the big green. But it's Flames up and over the stairs with support from Apex back in the spawn. Sure, haven't got a kill yet, but a lot of damage. They've whittled these players down. Can Rain provide? Forced out of the open here, plays ahead of the molly. That's when Mesi tries to sideswipe. Both remaining players are low.
Oh no.
And Mesi is the daddy. 3 kills from him in that spray right there. 4 in the round as Mesi puts his best foot forward. 8-1, 3K in the pistol, 4K in that rifle round. And it just feels like there isn't a weak link right now for Vitality.
Yeah.
Scoreline is kept flawless. This is FaZe Clan's map pick, and the initial results are disastrous.
You could see that one coming a mile off. FaZe are on borrowed time after somehow both dodging that HE grenade from spawn, so it only felt right that Mesi would finish both players. I don't think there's a great way to play that for FaZe. I think when they're in that 2v1, that even though they know where Mesi is, you're kind of screwed. You just have to swing them together. You don't want to reset and drag it out. You just need the AWP to trade. So one missed shot costs everything for FaZe. 3-on-1. Maybe if Brokey hit that jump, but oh, he baited the shot out. I don't know. I think that's a round that's almost unwinnable for FaZe if Mesi plays it in the open and hits his shots. 6-0. Brutal beginning to this game for FaZe Clan. There was a period, you know, during Cologne, I think it was, where Carrigan was talking about micromanaging and really moving his pieces around specifically. Obviously, you're going to take a big hit individually there, but trying to use his chess pieces. But the question was, how long can this continue? They had a good Cologne until they hit the playoffs. Remember that huge game back versus Liquid at the end of the group? But the question is, can you do that forever? It does sound draining. You've got to trust your players, and we've seen a lot of individual moves in this map already that have been punished. This one is already out-ramped FaZe, grouping fully, playing as a unit, but it's not going much better. Apex in the sight, Spinks swinging in, and Vitality are just going for the throat. They do not relent in this map.
And like you talk about that Cologne, the insane part is like, sure, they had that's that sick Liquid game in the groups to make it into the playoffs. But it's like, firstly, Frozen didn't join this team to essentially find himself in another MOUZ where like suddenly your best games are in the group stage. The playoffs of that event were like arguably the lowest point for FaZe Clan, where they fall out to Saw in a big arena. That's where FaZe are meant to do their best work. And now you're getting bested by guys where this is the biggest stage they've ever played on.
That's what Yanko was talking about, right? He said when he was coach of FaZe, you just need to get them in the arena. Then you can let them off the leash. They do the rest. FaZe crumbled in an arena game versus one of the biggest underdogs we've ever seen on the Cologne stage. So the identity of this team under question. 7-0. ZywOo. Good for this. Easily done. And Rain, while he had deep space, he gets no further. Weather report comes up bright for Vitality in a 5-on-4. This is a good move. Karrigan has timing to take down the opposing in-game leader. What's he going to do with this? That's the question.
Trying to take the space away, but there's multiple eyeballs ready for that. Wasn't just Flames there poised to deal with it. Spinks also in position. And even now, getting aggressive through Connector. Gonna control the spray, wrestles with that M4 and leaves it all on Rops. One-man army, but not today. Mesi on the other side.
You just see so many, in this game, we've seen so many split fights for FaZe where they're just not even, they don't even have the option to trade the kill. They're relying on a clean entry, and this is what happens when you play that way, but you don't get those kills, right? Karrigan trying to play momentum off of his pick. Rain on an island on short. Sure, he wanted the quick B split, and then FaZe dribble into B one by one. It's lackluster. A style that looks incredible when it works, but nothing and no one is hitting right now for FaZe.
I mean, it's been 2 years since FaZe Clan were last able to make a clean run through the RMRs. And I think that was part of the allure of this, the idea that, well, if they can finally do it now, you know, maybe that's a reason to get hyped again, but there is a very real world where they get not just beat here, but destroyed. Like, we are fast approaching a flawless game from Vitality, one where FaZe haven't even made a dent. And this is the nightmare fuel of FaZe fans around the world.
Less than 2 minutes around right now for Vitality. They're
this
just
game feels like it just started.
17 minutes. 17 minutes of gameplay. That's with the pause.
Yeah, there was a tech pause in there.
Here we go. FaZe have got to make something stick right now. Vitality playing excellent CS, playing off each other so well. It's not just the ZywOo show, but he ain't missing a beat either. Molly falls short for Apex. ZywOo pushes through the smoke. He's got some ego to him now. And I'd be terrified to be on the other side. FaZe all split up. They have to group. God, I see some trades here on the A side, but Vitality are looking to play retake in this round. Flames playing his timings on top stairs. Mid window smoke missed for FaZe. Doesn't make your life any easier. Vitality clear middle, and they go back to stack the A site. They know this one's a fake, and Rob's coming out Palace early only makes it proof.
Apex already in position over at Spawn.
Oh dear, oh dear.
That's awkward for Apex, who
That's
otherwise has looked good.
Or is it?
There's still so many bodies where that came from, grouped up back at the spawn.
There's no luck
Mesi
here.
and Spinks, they hear the ZywOo scope, and Karrigan finding him. That's something you're very happy about here if you're FaZe Clan. Trying to put your first round on the board, and you have to give it all you've got. Reloading out in the open, Frozen tries to swing out and put a stop to it, but Karrigan has to clutch up. FaZe have got to have faith in their captain. Can Karrigan stick the landing on this? It's awkward, but he deals with Spinks. And now just Mesi left to beat. It has not been an easy task getting past Mesi, but Karrigan finally walks that line, and FaZe Clan in round 10 put their first round on the board, and it comes down to their captain, Karrigan, having to deliver a 1v2 to find anything for FaZe Clan here before this first half is up.
And even that's not comfortable. They only just get it over the line. The timing of that Frozen swing, he had a huge window where both Vitality players are looking on. He waits till after the reload, then he comes out of Palace. Just felt like a bit of an off timing. They're really relying on Karrigan. He almost won them their first round with that window boost pick kill. But now it comes down to a clutch from the leader. Where are his stars? Can he rely on them in this round as FaZe 3 will be enough to keep this game going, but they need this A-pop desperately. Spacing's bad. Molly cuts him off. Out the palace. Robs flicks.
ZywOo trying to play through the smoke. Robs right there. Oh, shot for ZywOo. Leaves it down a chance. Mesi, no such thing. Chance not needed. Mesi threads the needle round the smoke.
Okay.
Frozen tries to make the same play. They went for him, but Mesi's just too fast. Oh man, this guy is having a hell of a day. Mesi is hyped up right now. And double digits secured for Vitality. A swift bit of revenge for that last round, as now they're stopping these clutches coming through.
I love that Vitality feel the ability to just play through the smokes. A 10-1 or a 9-1. They have absolutely no fear. They know they can afford to lose rounds. They play very high risk. They come in all together. ZywOo goes first. If that no-scope lands, and that round is a complete catastrophe, but it comes down to a clutch for Mesi to close it out in the 1v1. A brutal game for Vitality. Nothing has gone wrong for them. In a head-to-head that has been unproblematic for Vitality ever since Copenhagen.
I mean, that's the thing that's so wild. Like, even kind of before that, this is a provably good matchup for Vitality, and it kind of always has been.
Yeah.
But it was that one in Copenhagen that stung. That was kind of one of the only times, especially in a high-pressure game, that actually means a hell of a lot. That was the only time that FaZe had been able to best them.
And look at the price they paid for that win. Straight into the final with arguably the worst loss of their career. Maybe in a demented way, it would have been better for FaZe to lose in that semi-final. Looking for 2 on the half. FaZe go for a slower approach, a split towards middle. Great position for Spinks, but Frozen with a hefty clear. And now they have all the reason to find a second round as they box in Flames and Apex on this A site. Oh dear.
Mesi's embarking on a really big flank right now. It's only just getting rolling, though, and so you're hoping that Vitality, Apex, going to be able to thin the herd, and he gets out with a double kill. Wow. That is a lovely transfer. ZywOo now holding this line in through the connector, and they've got a cross in front of that orb, but Frozen swings it wide. It's Mesi again left up in this clutch.
Maybe.
But at 15-3, topping the charts, outperforming a line of legends in Vitality is Mesi. Let's see what he can do. He's unaccounted for now, but as the time ticks away, they'll start to expect this more and more. No one is open to Mesi, and Carrigan, holding that line, reads it well, puts a stop to Mesi in the clutch, and secures FaZe Clan their second round. But I don't need to tell you, a 2-round T-side for FaZe might not be enough.
It's not gone to plan, that's for sure.
This is Vitality coming out the gates. This is them sending a message here. A chance to make it through into the elimination stage, and a damn near flawless game on FaZe's map pick. It was highlighted by the desk already. This is hardly a punish for FaZe. Vitality are proficient here on Mirage, but FaZe would have had the chance to prep, would have had the chance to come into this with a few tricks up their sleeve, and you've seen none of that here. It has been the Vitality show, and the few consolation rounds for FaZe spurred on by that clutch from Carrigan.
Yeah. I could delude you and say, hey, we've seen FaZe against Liquid get 1 round on the T side and win the game, but this does not feel like the Vitality that are willing to make that mistake, that are willing to give FaZe the respect, the way back in. This feels like a Vitality who want to skip an entire stage of the Major and do it in style. Put their name in the picture as one of the favorites. We know Na'Vi are in that conversation. We know G2 can do it. And Vitality, a consistent top 4 team rather, who have taken the biggest trophies, are absolutely in the running now. Explosive A-pop, good flash, Rain tempered here. The second flash from his teammate, ball blinds him, and Flames just clears him late. That couldn't have gone worse. Blinded by his teammate in a pivotal position. This pistol is as good as done, but Karrigan refuses to go down without a fight.
Clash of the captains, Apex comes out ahead. It's left on a Frozen. And he falls at the first hurdle. Apex, another blinder of a start here, and a keen double to lock it in from Vitality's captain.
And any hopes of a comeback absolutely just melting in front of your eyes with that pistol round.
Yeah, I mean, it's wild that, like, in these moments, you're relying on Karrigan, of all people, to try and be the difference maker. Like, you know, where is Rain? Meant to be the big game guy, meant to be the one who stands and delivers in these sorts of moments. Like, sure, in that pistol round, not really his fault. He gets full blind from his team.
Yeah, he's
but it just feels like there's no hero, there's no hope, there's no synergy. And these are the type of teams you're going to be playing when you get to the major. If you want to make that deep run, you have to be competitive against the Vitality. And sure, they've had your number in many a series gone by, but you wanted more than this.
Stars are absolutely burning out right now for FaZe.
Like, there is a very real world where the most dominant map that Vitality play at the RMR isn't GamerLegion, isn't Team BB, it's FaZe. They're about to do that. If they 13-2 this is their most dominant win.
Unbelievable. Too little and too late. Vitality are a million miles away right now. 10-round lead, 1 round required. And FaZe Clan never even field a full buy on the CT side. This is the best they can get. This is what happens when everything works out, when every clutch comes through, when every opening kill comes your way. FaZe have only had 2 in the entire map in 14 rounds of play. Rain is 0-6 at openers. The attempts were there, but they all came up for Flames. They all came up for ZywOo, and Vitality are here to shut this map down.
Lovely double from Rain. Don't know how he's managed to get away with that out on an island over towards Palace. FaZe Clan with really nothing to work with here might be able to put one more on the board. Spinks and ZywOo are the 2 left up in this. Well, it's apart right now, but they're going to try to link back up here. You've got Spinks down in lower, ZywOo on a lengthy rotate all the way through the apartments. And right now for FaZe Clan, it is just one player inside of that B site, Karrigan. Weirdly, being the most dependable piece.
Oh, saw him. It's fine.
See Spinks going up in a connector. But if anything, that's just going to keep this stack over towards the other side of the map.
You're calling the ZywOo 1v5 right now, Harry. What do you think?
Well, he has to clear Karrigan. I don't know. He's ZywOo, right? He kind of defies all expectation, all logic.
No.
But you feel, oh, never mind. Quick flick down on a Karrigan, but he does land the dink. He has really wounded ZywOo.
Surely not.
1v5 attempt, and the nade from short gets rid of him. So no crazy clutch today. FaZe Clan at least manage a 3rd.
It's just a tense atmosphere. I'm not even in the room. I wouldn't want to be at this point.
Counter-terrorists win.
How can you have any bravado, any energy, any sense of comfort at this scoreline? And Vitality, quite the inverse. Laughing off a solid A hold for FaZe. They're going to need so many more.
I mean, that's one of those moments of Vitality where it's like maybe you get ahead of yourself, you let your guard down, you think nothing of it. For FaZe Clan, in a weird way, you could say like, well, at least that was the worst it could get. So maybe it's only upward from here. Brokey holds the cross, but smoke's down, going to obscure that vision from the two connector players. They blow the smokes open, they regain control for now. Brokey creeping through the smoke at the top of the stairs.
Cheeky.
Doesn't want to offer anything up to ZywOo here and suddenly make this a possible 2v4, especially not with this flank getting activated by Robs.
It's being held, but for how long?
Well, you still have a lot of time to work with here if you're Vitality. You could justify pumping the brakes for the next, 40 seconds or so, just waiting to see if they give you a reason to believe in this round, especially with the bomb having a cross in late. But Robs is really playing this one to the extremities. He's gone full silent on this flank, never made a drop of noise. They've got no idea he's here. Oh God, fires off. Will recover, and ZywOo's picked up. For a moment, a little nerve-wracking. But a big 4K from Frozen seals the deal for FaZe Clan as they pick up their second consecutive round here, finally starting to streak some rounds together, but it's really in the dying lights. They've picked their moment.
Yeah, until I see a couple more gun rounds, it's just cosmetic for the time being. FaZe trying to warm in. Trying to wake up for Dust 2. And Vitality playing like this is not the team I want to be up against on Dust 2 as well. Karrigan got to be careful. He's called for Frozen back from the short side. So 2 players within the site to stop this flood of pistols. And in fairness, it's really just this Deagle. P250 on Spinks, but Glock should be relatively harmless. You'd like to think. Good grenade. And the spam comes in for Karrigan. So they can cycle the Deagle if they want, but there's no winning this round for Vitality. Even a bomb plant seeming unrealistic. Well handled for FaZe. They keep 5 alive.
Oh, it's just, it's really sick to see that they're winning these couple of rounds, but it's so late in the day, You've really waited till Vitality are on the finish line to show up in any shape or fashion. All it takes is one big moment from Mesi, who's had many of them in this game, from ZywOo, who's had many throughout his career. And it's all taken away, but for now, FaZe still attempting to course correct here. Brokey on an island, and that will be his undoing. Karrigan swings out from the short side, seizing every opportunity he's given.
Karrigan's
aims look sharp. He's carving all the DMs. Flames swinging wide. Oh! Flames, what a transfer! Crazy display, and there's that one moment that Vitality were looking for. It takes that 3K from Flamesy. Vitality run away with Mirage.
Run away with it, indeed they have. Another one-sided map. It's kind of crazy, you get these teams.
It was closer. It's the fashion in which it's gone down in so far. So let's see if FaZe are able to do anything extra here on Dust 2. Vitality's map pick, and it's Vitality sitting 1 map away from that qualification into the elimination stage at the Shanghai Major.
Yeah, skipping straight to top 16 would be just an immense feeling, give you extra time to practice, to prepare, to relax ahead of the last major of the year. Rain Gusht immediately said he was a requirement on this map, did the desk. We need him now more than ever. But not in this round. Vitality, pop out mid. It's going to be a quick B split. Karrigan in the middle of the open. It's ugly, but Apex gets it done. His head-to-head rages on as Frozen sits inside of the B site, only good for one. It's Apex trying to cut them down. He couldn't find Rain late through the smoke. Spinks will, though. Easy backstab. Oh, no, they're going to run the planter down. It's only Mesi. He needs help.
Not able to withstand it. They find that lone player inside of the site, and now Spinks is to be the one to clutch up and deliver. They're coming out towards the window. Brokey looks to take this fight. Swinging on through is Spinks, but can't quite hit the shot. Tap on the bomb, not planted for him. He's going to have to go through the window to put a stop to this, and Brokey is just calling his bluff. Can Rain keep Spinks out? Yes, he can.
I said Rain was done in this round. I take it back. 2 huge kills in the 2v2. The saving grace of FaZe to actually give them a pistol. And what felt like an opportunistic round for Vitality. They had their chances. Apex could have killed a player through the smoke. Spinks should have killed a player on that lurk. But Vitality come through with a beautiful force buy. Apex hitting the scout shot in mid. But 2 AKs without helmets, it's risky, but AKs hit different. The lack of helmets already apparent as the rifles reap rewards in middle.
My. That's a crazy double out of Spinks. Trying to make amends for that last round. Apex doesn't retrieve the AK.
He's a scouter.
Ooh. Surely someone grabs it.
Yeah, definitely should go back for it. Probably being called now by his teammate. But Vitality pull the brakes. Oh, and FaZe going to recommit. Spinks could have found them all there. He knows Apex has all the info he needs. Both players in the mid doors. Going for the Galil. 1v2 for the captain of Vitality.
Well, the AK left behind. Apex going to try and do this with the Galil. Doesn't have armor to work with either, so aim punch is a factor here. Apex has got to be real slick with it if he wants to stand tall at the end of this clutch. Been given a lot of room at least, and he's picked right out towards the catwalk. Karrigan taking a lengthy flank all the way through the long doors, at least clears out top of middle, but this does mean a bomb plant should be guaranteed for Apex here. Doesn't waste his time over clearing. And that AK's been passed up time and time again. Apex.
Good smoke.
Gonna waste a lot of time here. Karrigan's trapped on the other side of that and doesn't want to get caught jumping the gun. Right now, the thing that really matters, Frozen can't afford to offer up a fight here. Needs to play this in tandem with Karrigan.
No kit, Harry. They're running out of time. Someone needs to make a move. It's going to be Frozen first. Apex now knows he's behind the smoke.
Footsteps heard. He knows where Karrigan is. Closing the gap is Karrigan, and Karrigan seals the deal, but no, there's no time. FaZe can't win this. Apex has done enough. That smoke on Cat, breaking the fight in 2.
Terrorists win.
Yeah, to be honest, it's not even a mistake for Frozen. He can't walk the whole way and just wait for Karrigan on the smoke. They have to get the kill quickly enough that they can get on the bomb. Someone has to make a move. I'd say Karrigan should be going through the smoke while Frozen is coming up. But they don't know where he is. He could be Gandalf, he could be anywhere. And even though Apex chooses not to take the headshot angle, it doesn't even matter. That's just an awkward way to lose against the Force.
And you just felt like that's not... Those aren't the type of rounds you used to see FaZe give up.
Yeah.
Aggression into the top of tunnels. Spinks holding for this. And so FaZe's attempt to take some map control early is denied just on that damage done.
Apex got a scout shot as well. For the longest time, ZywOo never played scout in mid on Dust 2. Back when it used to be in the map pool, he didn't really like the scout, he said. Apex was always happy to get involved and do it for him. In recent times, we've seen far more scouting from ZywOo, but if there's an AK and there's a scout, give ZywOo the AK. So much damage done, and almost no util, and again, no kit for FaZe to long out this round. So Karrigan, the unlikely hero with the AK, finds that opening kill. They're out.
Flames. That's his spark extinguished by Rain over on long, but it is that Apex scout finding all the results right now. It's a matchup right now where we're just rolling back the years.
Again, the short smoke. It's a bit more time, but I don't know how FaZe win this. They have to go through both the smokes. That will help. Frozen again creeping up CT. Apex grabs a freebie, and Robs can't do anything about this.
That chance for the early fight, that early tussle for control of this game has fallen firmly in favor of Vitality. Apex with a big old hat trick there, 2 off the scout. Finds Frozen again, walking up through the spawn, and so plain sailing right now to open up.
It's a very different game with different stakes, but I'm getting like flashbacks to that Cologne match, if you remember, against Saw in the semi-finals, where Apex was the top performer on Dust 2, and he did that by just running down mid with AKs and finding multi-kills. It's getting a lot of impact right now. This is a classic French map.
I could have killed this guy with this turn.
And Vitality do not sound stressed. Why should they be? FaZe on full eco now with this saved Galil.
I mean, anyone who's watched Apex knows that this guy isn't afraid to wear his heart on his sleeve. You feel like as Vitality have become a better unit, he's become a better piece, a better individual within this roster, which...
Okay.
Hang on a second.
Just run B, right?
A little awkward. Not really what Vitality wanted.
Another smoke push that Frozen unfortunately might just have to go for to try and grab a third kill. Boost is better.
They're trying to boost. They managed to get that boost up. It's
not
deployed, but ZywOo ready for it. Rop's dead. Oh, ZywOo! Bloody hell! Look at that!
An
They all pour through the ace for ZywOo. Ready for the boost, ready for the smoke push, ready for the fast response out mid. You're just not shy of people to look to on this Vitality squad to save the day.
Oh, it's beautiful. How's he ready? I want to see this, yeah. Dude just reads. This is the one way they can get back into the round. And he's ready. All headshots. Despicable stuff for ZywOo.
Now he puts the AK down and dons the big green.
I'm glad FaZe smoked the cross, because I think if we learn one thing, it's ZywOo will hit this consistently. You need to be smoking the cross. The whole round is based on ZywOo finding this pick. They're giving him room and time to do so. Spinks with an awkward tunnels peek. It's caught by Rops on a tight angle, and now Vitality just put pressure on middle again. Apex going back upper. ZywOo supporting. And the rifle duo of Spinks and Flamesy, or rather Mesi and Flamesy, look to find this opener. Apex has to bail. It's relied on the mid component.
Good timing on the window swing from Frozen. And it's right as ZywOo tries to get out through middle. Now, sure, he aced in that last round, but expecting him to do it again is wishful thinking.
Dead.
Won't be ready for the deep play up into the tunnels. And so a safe round for FaZe Clan. As the guns make a return here for FaZe, they find success with them. And keen stuff from Frozen to open up here on this second map. It took him way too long to ever get going on Mirage. He started to rise up a little bit right down the stretch, but it was way too late in the game. If it gets him firing off here, as we mentioned coming into this series, the idea that he left that MOUZ project to join this FaZe Clan squad felt like a blockbuster roster move at the time. Ended up looking more like a blockbuster investor. He fell just short. Switched away. The wrong moment.
Yeah, MOUZ have gotten better, FaZe have gotten worse. No ifs, ands, or buts, but Rob sits on the B site and they come his way one by one. He peeks in, he mows them down. 3 kills for Robs, 2 for Frozen. Doesn't get much better than that.
All right then, FaZe. You at least have a curiosity on this one. Chaining together a second round there, now breaking the money of Vitality. Considering how that last map went, they're actually in a spot now where they can look to have a bit of control over the early stages of Dust 2. First map of that first, first half of that first map took what? It was like 17 minutes? And it was Vitality just storming the board, so FaZe at least have more fight in them. Brokey Zorp, Punchel on the arrival to the mid-fight, and everyone else is there ready to support him. FaZe up 4.
Bit of deathmatch. Nothing wrong with that. Get your wrists working. Fingers clicking. So Vitality just send it out middle. And now it's a round of utmost importance and one that Vitality don't have everything they'd like. No AWP. Not even 2 flashes on a player, so just a bare bones full buy. Putting pressure on long seems to be the play. A delayed pop, gonna smoke the molly and go.
Straight through.
Wow.
Oh, Mesi!
How? How?
That is unreal. Triple swung out round the long corner, flashes and everything to boot. And Mesi makes it look easy. They line up for him.
Brokey's trying to do it all alone.
Still, like, there's no margin for error here, and it's only errors for Brokey. Caught out in the open. Nice and easy for ZywOo. Rops, a long way from home, won't be a part of this round. Vitality, when Mesi hands you an opener like that, you know you're onto a winner.
What on earth can you do about that? I like the long take for Vitality as well. They don't play Spawn, and they throw not a corner smoke, but a deeper one that stops players playing on the corner. They won't be able to see. They're inside the smoke. And so it forces FaZe to kind of commit and fight together, and Mesi just sprays them down with delayed flashbangs. To FaZe, it looks like, oh, it's not long. And then suddenly all of Vitality are out in the open. Just a little long pop to get 4 rounds and keep 4 alive in the process. They even get ZywOo's AWP off of Brokey's body.
Well, not a single kill added to that stat track in this round for Rops, as he's forced to hold on to the AK. Also, he couldn't.
Can't I kill your opponent's stat track?
Would be cool.
But I get you.
Look at that. I mean, stars just alive for Mesi. Still, it takes a tremendous deal of control to manage it. Vitality are immediately back to applying that pressure. Now, FaZe, little ways away from getting this money broken, right? This is why the intrigue's there off the top of this game.
Does already just feel like a more competitive game with ebbs and flows, with some back and forth, right? As I said, FaZe been recently playing this map and picking it as well. So while it's Vitality's choice in this series, it's something FaZe have tried to make a mainstay of their roster as well. Brokey, eyes on middle, smoked out. Allowing Vitality to get catwalk control. Being very methodical this round. No just pop play. Spray grenade from Rain. But still it's a space afforded to Vitality. A kill would really sweeten the deal right now. We might have the AWP's duel in middle. If Brokey goes any further, ZywOo gets off the angle. He realized that timing was not in his favor. Flash back on it. This is the back and forth you expect to see from 2 of the world's best AWPers on Dust 2. But Vitality rather play as a unit. They've got the space they desire, the short control. Reset for a long pop. Apex sets it up. And Vitality are going to try and strangle this A site. Brokey making a very heads-up rotation right now. This is the move that puts the AWP in the right position.
Flames flashed over towards the short side, gets himself in, but there's that Brokey AWP. They know about it at Car now. They know they've got him pinned in. Can they deal with the Brokey AWP? A missed shot, and now he is boxed in. Vitality press ever closer. That Molotov. Oh, it falls short. Brokey's given a little space to try and survive. Tucks himself in. Steals himself away. Allows support to come through from the site, and now it's just ZywOo.
TikTok.
5 seconds, no time to win this. Brokey's valiant stand in at the car buys just enough time for the rest of FaZe Clan. And so that round is cut short. Gets away from Vitality. If that Molotov falls just a little further over, suddenly they've got that long control. Brokey is a non-factor, and they're able to focus solely on those fights into the site.
It couldn't have been a closer Molotov that didn't connect, right? If Brokey steps out, he's in it. If he stands still in the corner, he's fine. It doesn't get tighter margins. And what a perfect rotation for Brokey that comes in at the last possible second that he could have made that play and still get to Car in time, able to cover Catwalk, help Karrigan out on the site hit, and then just tuck in to win the round. It's what we want to see from Brokey. Right place, right time. FaZe find 5. Actually competing in this one. It's not just the Flames and Mesi show. Flames, in fact, 1 and 8 in this game so far. That being said, I still liked how Vitality set up the round. Oh, no info. Smoke down, he legs him. The worst feeling for Robs. They're out long, and they get it done. Flames easy kill. They come through the smoke. Karrigan attempts to full send, and Frozen could save this round right here, right now, but it's ugly. A messy A1 spray. And Mesi has just been so good for those trades. And when you factor in Rops' early tag, info that Vitality doesn't even have, it makes this round even more difficult for FaZe. I like that. Makes it look like there's a player spawn right now by dropping that smoke. They might not expect him on the site.
Brokey's in a good spot to try and lend a helping hand, but there's still that Molotov, and yeah, that will try to cut down
my God!
line. Spinks and Mesi. Clean stuff. No chance for FaZe Clan in the 2-on-3. They don't even get a shot off.
Mesi's just trying to speedrun this major right now. Unbelievable. Another multi-kill long. And Vitality get FaZe's money on the ropes. Can they deliver the knockout blow right now and put FaZe on pistols for the last round of the half? Another tag. Rops, there is simply no getting past.
Yeah. You smoke it, get tagged. Smoke it again, this time with the jump thrown in for good measure. Wallbang. And you know that Rops likes to be a late round player. Having him get tagged up really does not help in that metric.
I will say there are definitely safer ways to cross, and Rops knows that, but you also don't want to get B-rushed when you're delayed. Vitality just take long again.
Just every time they've wanted it, they've got it. So when you're getting given this control, you kind of just keep pressing it home till FaZe have a solution.
Good anti-flash there.
Even as Rain gets out with that one, you need something for Brokey's AWP, but with that shot not connecting, I don't even think you're interested in giving this round a go. FaZe Clan up and leave. And now, heading into the last of this first half, they're poised with a rough question. It's like, do you expect that long play again, or is that what Apex wants you to think? They've run it so many times here. You're heading into this last round with limitations. You won't have everything. And so do you want to place those resources to try and stop the long push? It kind of feels like you have to if you're FaZe Clan.
Yeah, Dust 2 does feel like such a mind game in this sense when you're down on the CT side, because the Thesis have so many options. It's not a bad half of FaZe, even if it goes 7-5. It's really not the end of the world, but you can just feel the Vitality are warming into this map. With a few rounds traded here, they've now done enough to whittle this economy. FaZe just have to pinch pennies to afford utility and kits. Buy in bulk. I mean, they're a beast squads. If Vitality really wanted to mess with them, they could do that. Boost up, of course, a prerequisite for the round. And ZywOo covering lower. Now has to call they could be in. That smoke is a bit deceiving in mid. Flames is still cautious. I don't know. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh, great first step bait as well.
Yeah, Carrigan's going to hear this, think it's clear. Apex, we were talking about the mind games, expecting something to happen over at long, and Apex is waiting for Carrigan's arrival. Now, the bomb's still back in spawn, and Apex does have to be the guy to go and get that. So temporarily, there's a gap at long. Still a minute left to play with. Spinks turns his attention back around to this side of the map while the rest of Vitality are out and in towards middle. Apex is going to go join up with them.
So cautious, Vitality, not looking to make a mistake. Spinks is now going to late lurk long. He's got util. I wouldn't expect him to use it in this position, so shadow advantage for Carrigan unless he pushes at the worst possible second.
That's rage-inducing for Carrigan, but Vitality fully expected that path. Brokey dead and Frozen left up in the clutch. 1 on 3, the site is lost. Vitality have overran it. And so 1 step ahead from Apex and the rest of the gang throughout this round. Frozen off and left on these desperate rotates down through CT. Takes a different path this time out on the short side, but with a resmoke in and all the time ticked off this bomb already, Frozen knows that this one is unwinnable. And in the crosshairs of 3, Vitality managed to lock in 3 down the stretch to find 7 on the half. Winning it out on their T side. For FaZe, 5 on the CT half certainly could be enough to work with, but in times gone by when they faced Vitality on this very map, 5 has not been enough. It's always just been shy of what's required. Because you touched upon it earlier on, even though you've seen more of FaZe Clan on Dust 2, there are certain teams that have caused them nothing but problems, and Vitality are one of them. They are yet to win up against them on this map.
Certainly not a good sign. I mean, even from just the dawn of this series, it's felt like Vitality were the shoe-in to keep up their near-flawless streak against FaZe and take us to the elimination stage. Can FaZe put that under question? Pistol round now, T-side start. But impeccable form from ZywOo, from Mesi in this series has made banking on FaZe a hard bet to take.
Only Flames over here at long. Oh, Carrigan!
He has been the MVP, it feels like, individually, which is not a good sign for the stars of this team. This should be FaZe's pistol, unless something goes catastrophically wrong. Perfect smoke, no kit. You could save 4 Kevlars here. I think that's what they'll do.
I mean, you know, up until now, it's felt like Apex has had their number, right? So when he calls for that pistol, Vitality are very stubborn in their approach. They never chopped down on that long control. The only player that was actually seen there by Flamesy was Carrigan. You know, if that fight was like a little more drawn out and Flames is able to extract a bit more info from it, that there's 3, 4 players marching out long, suddenly I think you see that rotate happen far earlier. So FaZe in with the pistol. And a chance to be the one setting the tone here in this second half.
Unless
That heavy save from Vitality is allowed for some interesting purchases here. Coming into their second on the CT side, you've got double scout ZywOo and Apex. FAMAS is on Mesi and Spinks. And some util to boot, so this is not a weak buy by any margin.
Yeah, FaZe are not going to be silly though. They know what's coming through. They know FAMASes and Scouts will definitely be in play. They've gone for 4 rifles to counter that. Will miss jump for Apex means mid doors smoke is up, and that's very annoying when you're playing double scout middle. They have no HE to break it. FaZe need to make hay while the sun shines and use this mid smoke now to get control, but they're clearing lower first. Cautious that Vitality have been aggressive, and they will be on long instead, making no surprise about it. Another flash all the way. They don't like what they see. Meanwhile, FaZe just set up for mid to B.
Considering how telegraphed that is, you've done well to not lose anyone there with Frozen holding it. And now FaZe try to explode quickly out into middle. As a result of that flash over the long doors, they hear 2 players there, one guy setting up the flashbang. They know this B side is the weaker of the two, but it might not matter, because it leaves them right in the maws of ZywOo and Spinks. Chewed up by that B side defense. Rops can't do a thing. As the tag rallies off, Rops has spent most of this game sitting around 30 points at health, and the T side is no exception. This is one that's just sailed past him for the most part. And so saving an AK as Vitality force buy up and get immediate results.
I think Flames heard him and they're making the call. He's trapped, let's kill him after time. I think there's a good chance they're all just going to come through after the clock expires. And maybe Rops is realizing that now, hence why he's going for the kills. He doesn't want to be hunted and give away an AK and get no loss bonus, so he'd just rather die. And if that's the option you're taking, that speaks volumes about the game that you're playing right now. Vitality, full control, off of a force. The game is back in the palm of their hand.
Timeout for FaZe as they try and fix it under 30 seconds, what they've struggled with for months. There's a lot going wrong here. And having all that momentum removed, you know, losing up against the, admittedly, you know, very well put together force buy from Vitality. Even the idea behind that round was super sick. Like, they're really loud on the long take. I thought at first the double flashes was really overkill from Apex, but it always felt like the end goal there was to see if there's space at long. And once that info's given up, you know FaZe are going to be quick to react to it, because instantly those players from long, the guy who threw the flash, they were all back in middle, spamming that smoke, ready for the mid to be. FaZe felt like they knew where 3 of the 5 players were for Vitality, and they ended up being wrong in that because Vitality was so fast in the reaction.
Yeah, and also you force FaZe to go mid to B into ZywOo, Scout, and Spinks anchoring with a FAMAS. Like, it's not bad odds for Vitality on a force. It makes FaZe panic, most importantly. It makes FaZe do something that maybe they didn't want to do off of spawn, but that's just the reactive call. Let's go for this. Let's take this gap, and Vitality are set up for that move. My oh my. Scout Deegs into ZywOo.
Armed with an AK as well. Molotov might be about to split this push up. He spots on that jiggle. Frozen's been located. ZywOo tapping Brokey out of the round. FaZe come right through the Molotov. Dropping into the spawn. They're putting pressure on ZywOo, but there's no pressure in this guy. ZywOo on a tear. Very clean stuff, and that's after an awkward initial fight for him. Regains control, teed up with flashes.
Even that recovery on the first spray is mechanically hard. Like, you're not going to do that at home. ZywOo, like, 12 bullets in, hits the headshot, and is able to reset to win the round. 4 kills from ZywOo, full eco, 4 FaZe. Just get it over with, boys. This is a Vitality that is pulling my eyes open for me. Making me stare at the screen. Clockwork Orange-esque. I can't look away. I don't have a choice. It's so brutal.
Terrorists win.
And this is FaZe's really final shot in this series. And if they fall here, I can't say there's any good takeaways for FaZe Clan in this series.
Spinks getting activated down here in lower, plays ahead of the smoke. Now ZywOo will get hung out to dry. Brokey and Rain. Quick work to clear out the lower tons. Awkward timing there on ZywOo's sprint out through the doors.
Yeah, that does feel like a mistake. You get Spinks in lower. I guess he wants to cover him upper, but at that point, do you really need two players committed to middle? I would have liked to just see Spinks tucked in that corner. He knew he hit a timing where FaZe didn't see him get there, so there was clearly a plan, a call there for Vitality, but both players committing through the smoke feels like there's not room here for the two of us. Great flash regardless from Spawn. And FaZe, yeah, this should be a compulsory round in a 4-on-1 on this B site.
Ah, timing for Mesi, just looks away right as they explode out through mid. And so FaZe, yeah, you know, when they're given an opportunity like that, they're still able to seize it. They don't lose a single man in that round there. So at least able to capitalize when Vitality give them a bit of a helping hand. But will that be the one that breaks you back in? Vitality not broken yet. Come through with another buy. They field that AWP again on ZywOo. And where Vitality were doing a lot of these fast, long takes, really keen to fight for that control for FaZe, it's more about middle. I want to try and cut this map down in half, catch Vitality in some of these aggressive moves. ZywOo, right position, right place, and the collateral connects. But Brokey, the one that got away, is able to get that trade. Second man tagged on the collateral.
Yeah.
Frozen, dealing with Apex on the jump up. Vitality, the rest of them are just too far removed, too far away in this round to even justify giving it a look in.
I like the hunt.
Still have Rops on the extremities here to try and take more out of the round.
Hunt is high impact if FaZe can get away with it. Killing even one gun here could stifle the money completely of Vitality.
If you're able to find two, you make it so like...
There's no buy.
Yeah, you don't buy.
Nice.
There's one. Mesi dead. Spinks living on borrowed time here. They are all around him, and Carrigan, quick work made of those two saving players. Flames gets out. You could still put something in here with ZywOo on a scout, but it feels needlessly desperate. I really want to see what Vitality decide to do here, because FaZe building up banks now, closing the gap on this T side. Trying to make something of this game after all.
Yeah, we'll see how desperate Vitality feel right now, because like you said, 4 rifles, a pistol on B, I mean, it's viable, but do Vitality feel the need to take that risk at this point in the game? It isn't as clear-cut now with FaZe getting that damage, and I like the Vitality make the reserved call and just keep something for later.
This one's starting to heat up a hell of a lot. Like, Vitality felt surefire to make it through 2-0 over FaZe Clan, secure that spot to the elimination stage here and now on Dust 2. FaZe showing they've still got fight left in them.
Oh dear. smoke block is nice. It does change how that smoke blooms. It's meant to cover all the way up in the top of the doors. Instead, it only blooms in the center. ZywOo had a chance to, or Apex rather, scout in middle and pick players over the top, but FaZe able to spam him out. And they go back for another mid crunch as well. Catwalk take. An M4 for Flames in this site. So this is kind of best case scenario for Vitality, but Rops is still lurking up a B. At any point they could change their mind. I don't think they will though.
Spanx plays in the smoke. If Flames can draw enough attention away, this could be a pretty potent 1-2 punch between the two of them. But Flames can't just die at the first turn. Instead, he nearly mops up 3. Can ZywOo finish the job?
Way.
That
No
UFP
way.
climbs up and over into the face of Brain. Mesi dead from the B leg. ZywOo can't control Carrigan. One more shot connects, and suddenly that round is up in the air. You've got ZywOo in a 1v1. Low time for Rops coming in from the backstab on B. But Carrigan just manages to keep ZywOo in check. A 1-round game now.
Yeah.
In a series that felt done with how it all started.
It looked like Rain saw the silencer of Flames on that bomb site when he was checking long, and that's why he started spamming that. I mean, Flames still gets 2 kills, but you wonder, without that info, could Flames win the entire round right there? He had the hero gun in the power position. Ultimately, it was only a half buy for Vitality, and they made it very interesting. So now we can see if they can do right by the damage. No AWP. And FaZe slowly but steadily are making this map a reality right now. Orp on long. Brokey eats the flash, doesn't bulk, and still takes the shot on the check. Oh, I don't know how ZywOo gets that kill. 4-on-4 now. What a play for Frozen. He's going to tell his team to wait, to kick up a bit of fuss on short, and then take his timing on long, because they've left it entirely. Frozen has the round in the palm of his hand. They can slow down, they can wait for the lurk. It should win everything, but ZywOo takes the kill. An ugly whiff for Frozen. And suddenly it looks so good, but it has gone so wrong for FaZe. Oh.
Managed to get in, sure, but you've still got to worry about ZywOo over on long. 3 kills to his name already, and the only reason this round is competitive for Vitality. Bomb now planted. Second man moves in to join ZywOo on the long side. For the time being, Mesi, relegated down into CT spawn, is slow on the approach. You want Spanx to try and play into this first. He's got cover from ZywOo's AWP. Kit dropped over there on ramp. Carrigan out on an island, out at Gandalf. They're already past him. They're already up the ramp. Tries to get that one fight, and he will lock it in. But with Rops' reposition down here, he's got to get his running shoes on. Trying to close the gap, but the defuse being held. Rops, it's going to have to come down a chance. Going to have to come down in the jump shot, and it won't connect. Spanx just steals it away.
One more bullet. One more bullet would have won the round for FaZe. But chance is not on his side. That's a 10-second stick as well. He didn't even get the kit on long side. Oh, that's a devastating way to lose a round. Would it have been quicker to take the boxes? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe he thinks there's a kit. He wants that first bullet. Questions we won't have answers to.
That's wild.
It's the heat of the moment. And it's FaZe who get burned.
For a player who loves his movement so much, I'm sad that Rops didn't try and take the quick jump up onto the boxes. But in another vein, it's the safer check in a sense, right? What if there is that kit in play? Spinks is going for a tap. What if he gets off the bomb and tries to fight you? Like,
it's a hindsight
It's such a thin margin there on that round, and it might be the one that decides the outcome of this game. A 10-second stick for Spinks. A rushing through Robs' mind might be the 1,000 other ways he could have looked to play that.
At the same time, he could have first bulleted him. It's not far away. And now neither are Vitality from the elimination stage. 2 rounds will do it. Corridor smokes in middle, FaZe get out. It's actually only Mesi at this site. He's not got the weapon for the job. He's not got any support. This is a perfect call for FaZe.
Mesi will have to do something miraculous. Molly at his feet. Back turned on Rain, but a flick back round and Frozen controlling these rotates in middle. Vitality are not out of the woods yet. Not as Rain and Frozen continue to apply the pressure. A hailstorm here over Vitality as the guns are robbed. And the round with it, FaZe keep this a 1-round match.
Just when you're ready to write them off and put it away, FaZe give you another reason to get invested. Without a doubt, one of the most entertaining teams. But is that enough to take the reins of this game right now? Chasing these guns at the end. Again, the impact of damage is consequential, and they'll find every single one. We're looking at all 24 rounds.
Mirage might have fallen flat, but Dust 2 has certainly lived up to the hype between these two teams. Often these are close games. These are the full rounds in regulation. These are the overtime matches between Vitality and FaZe Clan. And with an eco looming for Vitality, well, they've been able to keep that lead, while they've been able to keep that 1-round buffer. It's about to be taken away. Rain, fast out the long side, swings into the fights, springs to action. And the rest of Vitality there to try and pad the line, try and get away with anything here, but FaZe are more than ready to respond to this. They've got 4 leaning long, ready to meet Vitality there, and it's no contest as the rifles maul the USPs. 11 all, tie game now. FaZe Clan, can they pick up their first Dust 2 win over this Vitality squad to keep the series alive?
Oh, you would put your money on them at this point, right? Vitality have not had the AWP on this CT side in a hot minute. Even their buys have come pretty lackluster because of all FaZe's damage, denying the saves at every single step on this game. There's no kit, there's limited flashbangs, and all up against Brokey's AWP as well. Definitely feels like we've had a lot more impact from players like Rain and Brokey in this T side. Frozen's score is good, but it came from majority CT. 14 or 15 kills in the first half. It's gone a little bit quieter here. None of that matters if FaZe can finish the job and take us to nuke. Vitality have already burnt essentially all of their util.
Well, in that first half, we were given Apex credit for the mind games he's playing. Karrigan's now playing them right back. This entire game is hinged around the mid control, but over the last few rounds, as we've approached the end of Dust 2, FaZe have spread their wings. Now they look elsewhere. They put a lot of pressure on B with the util. There's a lot of footsteps heard there. Vitality, for a moment, had repositioned everyone, and so now they have to try and make up for that. Boost up onto the cat. Mesi making a big play, clearing out the tunnels, while ZywOo wins his fight over on long. Now, he never saw Frozen up close, but it's Mesi making a play to try and win you the round. Try and keep Dust 2 in your pocket. Frozen, opener on a Apex, but they've got to follow through. They've got to get past Flames. Out on an island, Frozen catches him, but it's ZywOo from the short side. Brokey moves in, shot sails past, and Spinks on the smoke push leaves it all on Karrigan. Out in the middle he goes, and Mesi cuts him down. Vitality pick it up. Match point locked in, and now just 1 away from that elimination stage.
And the fake is so nice because it gets every single bit of utility out of Vitality, Harry. What's the one piece of util Vitality hold on to? It is a singular flashbang flashbang, and it re-clears long, finds the bomb, and essentially sets Vitality up for the round. They have all the info. They know that where FaZe are going. They know this is a B fake. Mesi makes a high-risk play as well. He is tired of sitting back at B and getting nothing done. He pushes through the smoke, and Vitality play balls to the wall Counter-Strike at 11-all. FaZe can still suffer the loss. They can still buy again. But Vitality have absolutely saved themselves from a tight-knit L here on their map pick. B has definitely been the way for FaZe. The mid-B splits have been solid. Avoiding the orb for the most part. It does start long and set flames up deep in the long side. ZywOo takes Cat with Apex.
Something to note here, though, is Vitality get the long control compared to in rounds gone by pretty much for free, right? They only had to play 2 players there early. That's now freed up ZywOo to be far more active on this orb. And with Apex finding the opener on a Brokey down in the tons, it's not a bad start here for Vitality. You find Apex on the short side, but that ZywOo orb still lurks there. Over in mid, Rain tries to take the space. Edged his way out for a moment, but won't see Spinks up here on the boost. Gonna be able to play around the util, get ahead of that smoke. Spinks drops in, Frozen with the reply. FaZe have been teed up for this B split, and the only one who can stop them is Mesi. Even one kill here would feel monumental in helping Vitality out. What is Mesi capable of? It's a lot of responsibility. Can he deal with it? First shot connects. Frozen, instant response. The trade work has been key for Frozen here. Molly in the window allows that plant. It comes down to this, a B-side retake, 2v2. Can Rops and Frozen keep this in check for FaZe to take us to overtime? ZywOo plays it first, shot sails past, Flames versus Frozen, and the Flames engulf, Frozen melts away, Vitality lock in the elimination stage and keep their flawless track record over FaZe on Dust 2 in check. No comeback today, FaZe Clan.
Unbelievable series from